Welcome to Leaguecast.
Blinded by the shadow your light cast.
Headshot.
Let's go. Welcome to the League of Trade.
Hello and welcome to episode 388 of the Leaguecast podcast. I'm your host, Nick the King Cooper. Joining me, Aiden Frost Rockards.
You're so fucking cringe, it's unreal.
Golden Blue Basket Sweat.
Hey, how's it going?
Very funny
I'm
intro,
not sure.
guys.
I'm not sure what that voice even was.
I
Were
thought
you
you
doing
were
like
using
deep
Harris.
announcer
Who
voice?
cares? We're out here to have fun. This episode
This
is for...
summer on Leaguecast, episode 388.
Spoiler, this episode's for the boys.
Yeah.
And anyone who listens is a boy.
Ooh, Red Lefty the
Is a
boy
part of the
popping in the
boys.
channel.
Currently live boy, Red Lefty, reporting on the scene. Hey, this week we're going to talk about the TFT patch that just hit. We got a couple milestone things to talk about as well. The return of the review section that has now been aptly named, and we will address that when we get to it. We have a bi-weekly discussion with kind of an unorthodox method to improve. We're going to be doing champion spotlight at another time. We have a couple champions in the works, but nothing that we, I think, feel super, inspired by at the moment. Roundtable answers, a new roundtable question, cheese pick / Colton section, 2 LCS news, and then some emails that we'll be getting to. Aiden, why don't you... Hey, I didn't want to say it. We have 15 emails that we'll be getting to this week. That's not an exaggeration. Enjoy Mail Fight, everyone.
Yeah, and they're
Aiden, how was
they're
your
all.
week?
Sorry, it's a long one.
That's true in some cases. Aiden, your week. Go.
My week, I played not League of... Well, okay, we played... First of all, we started out the week. And when I say we started the week, I mean on Saturday. Beginning of every week.
Week
looking
starts
at our
on Saturday.
looking at our calendars, which said it's ranked with the boys Saturday. So we played some flex ranked with the boys as our
We played
calendar
like 2
stated.
games, I think.
We
We
two
won them
games.
both. We crushed
We
them.
won both.
Yeah,
Nick
we
and I
did.
played bottom lane. I played Leona. Nick, did I play Leona better than every other Leona that you've ever played with?
Yes. I don't think that's a very high bar to set.
Dude, you playing with Quinn like the couple days before made me want to die, though.
Yeah, and he said, "Oh, I didn't realize there was like a portion of Leona's ultimate that's done. I thought everything's done."
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we played some ranked flex with the boys. Nick
you
and I
wanna
played
tell
straight Leona
them-
bottom.
Do you want to tell them the rest of that team comp? That ridiculous, disgusting team comp?
Oh, the
I
second
don't remember
game.
the rest of it.
Yeah, I only remember our lane.
Where
It was
we
super
also-
easy to
so
play.
We had
The important
Swain,
lane.
Leona, Sejuani.
Oh yeah.
Mid lane, Trevor played Talon,
He
I
didn't play
think,
one-
which
no.
didn't do anything.
He did play Talon. He didn't
He
do
did
anything.
And then
Nothing
top,
that
top
game.
lane was another melee character. It was Urgot, right?
Let's see. I'll
We
I'll
just
pull
had
up the
crazy
the
CC.
Yeah, it was
history.
Urgot. Yeah.
We had so much CC.
Yeah, it was Urgot.
Like, they were constantly
just-
getting stunned between Sejuani, Leona, and Swain.
We just rolled over them in fights. It was pretty fun. And they were actually kind of like competitive ELO games, like for the most part. Like the enemy
yeah,
team
they were
was
like pretty balanced teams.
yeah. It was fun though. Nick and I crushed lane every single game.
Both games.
Okay, the second game, the AD carry, I don't think's ever played League of Legends before, but like the first game, I felt like they were actually okay. Never mind, their Lux didn't play League of Legends before the first game.
Oh yeah, their Lux. The second one was I think that person. Let me look it up. That person was our second matchmaking. By the way, was well. I guess this is their flex rank, but they were all like D1 to D3.
Yeah, and they're all shit in solo queue. But
Yeah,
either way,
that's-
we were playing flex, so flex is the
Yeah.
queue that matters, right, Nick? According to tournaments.
True. No. I'm sorry. That's your threes rank.
Anyways, we crushed those games. It was actually a lot of fun. Playing
Yeah.
with ranked with the boys is always good, especially when we win. Because if we don't, then we usually don't play as much. Other than that, though, I played those flex games, and then I played a lot of TFT. I got myself from, I think last week I was probably like silver 4 or something like that, to platinum 2. I think I am right now.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I like how the meta evolves. I think it's all cancer garbage, like at the top, every single meta. but welcome to every fucking type of game like this, including like TCGs and everything. Like fucking Hearthstone at the top age as well. But so it's like it's cool how it changes every single day though, because like day 1 it was like holy shit, assassins Ellie's are OP. Day 2, holy shit, Volibear rapid fire Akali comp is OP. Holy shit, day 3, hyper rolling for gunslingers is OP. And like these were all independent comps from each other, which were like all meta for like one day, without getting nerfs or buffs. So that was cool. The patch came out today. I haven't tried it yet, but either way, I'm happy that I got to Platinum 2. I think that was top 1,300 or something like that. It gave me top 0.5% in NA, which I thought was awesome. Other than that, I don't think I really did much other than League of Legends. Oh, I've been playing a lot of Chibi Robo on the GameCube, which is a 2004 game where you're a little robot boy and you clean the house to get happy points.
Sounds like indentured servitude.
Yeah, and have you never seen this? It's my favorite. So like in the daughter of the mother and the father, she like wears a frog costume and she only ribbits. And the mother and the father are having like an affair, not an affair. They're just like mad at each other. So the father has to sleep on the couch, and the little girl cries at night every night because like she wants her dad and her mom to love each other. And then you help these frogs named Frida and what's the boy frog name? Frida and something. By like giving them water because they were like dying of thirst because they were like dehydrated. And then you lead the boy frog to the girl frog, and then they give you a frog costume so then you can talk to the frogs. And then I'm like, holy shit, I have a frog costume. I should go talk to the girl who only wears the frog-like costume, who only ribbits. And she speaks English to me now. And she told me that she asked me, was I also cursed by the evil wizard?
And your answer was, of course.
I just said, cool.
Turns out you're a frog now.
Anyways,
take the costume
fantastic game. I'm about 8 hours out of the 12 hours in the game so far. Slaying out right now. I'll give you updates. I haven't played that game since I was like, I don't know, it came out 2004. So how old would I have been? 15 years ago? I would have been 8, maybe 9 when I played it. Still holds up though. A lot of cleaning. You just like clean and throw away garbage for most of the game. And then it makes people happy.
Sounds just like League of Legends.
Anyways, that's all I've really been doing though. TFT and then Chibi Robo. It's good. What about you, Colton?
Yeah, I had a relatively busy week, I guess. So, played some League of Legends. I got up to like Silver 2, I think, in TFT. I have not been playing nearly as much as you. I also think I am not winning as much as you because I don't really know what's as good right now in the current meta. Like, I felt really good before they did the first like big patch, and now I'm like not 100% sure what's the best. Now they're patching it again, so I think I'll probably easily be able to get to like Plat, Diamond, whatever after enough games. I just haven't been playing a ton. In terms of actual ranked solo queue, played a few games. I think I went 2-1, so I'm sitting at like 90 some points in D3 right now. And that's pretty much it for gaming. I went to IEM this Sunday with my brother man. We watched. We watched Liquid stomp Ents in a very decisive 3-0 that almost went without Ents getting even 10 rounds between 3 games. It was a good time. I hung out with Chris for a little bit on Friday night, played some board games, listened to some music, ordered a pizza. That was a good time. And then yesterday night, I played D&D with some friends. We did a little one-shot campaign called The Orc Glorious Bastards, which is a parody of the Inglorious Bastards, where we went into Orc Germany to kill Orc Hitler. And I challenged Orc Hitler to a 1v1 duel, and it was legendary. It was a good fucking time.
Nice.
So yeah, that was my week. I had a really good time at D&D last night, if you can't tell.
Sounds fun.
So how about you, Nick? What are you up to, buddy? Rank you in TFT, the most important question of the week.
I'm not gonna play ranked TFT because I don't care for that game too much.
You don't even play regular ranked.
It's what?
I said you don't even play solo queue anyway. So
I played 3 solo queue games this week.
Oh my god.
and I lost 2-1. Pog.
Not gonna play 3 next week.
I thought I played pretty well in those games, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. That's okay. I played a lot of Risk of Rain actually this week, and a lot of Wind Waker with my sister. We're up to the Dragon Roost Island dungeon, almost at the boss, and that'll be interesting. She's done a really good job of like problem solving so far.
Does she buy health potions in that game?
No.
No, damn.
Not yet, because she didn't have any bottles. So, she didn't have any empty bottles. But now we have one, so maybe. And then, work in school. That's, I think that's pretty much it. So,
Are you going to
let's
try
jump
to
into
zombie hover? Sorry.
What? Zombie hover? No, probably not.
That's the only thing I know from Wind Waker.
Wind Waker? Wasn't that like that one trick that saved Cosmo like so long?
In Ocarina of Time, it's just like wrong warps and stuff. But
oh, I thought you were talking about Wind Waker. Okay.
No.
Sorry.
Wind Waker is zombie hover. You just mash A, I think, really fast. To like.
Oh, is it when
mash.
you're dead?
I think it's like you mash it while like you're dead, and then you like can revive into like if you catch like the fairy or something like that, or you run into a fairy. I don't know. I just know it requires like crazy mashing.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. No, we're probably not going to do that. I think we're going to beat it normal.
Oh.
But I think that's pretty much it for my week. So hey, we promised this last week. Of course, we're going to deliver it on the week later. We're going to be reading all of our current patrons.
Yeah.
So first up, Aaron, Mountain Drew, I'm in the bushes, Jordan Mack. I shouldn't say the last names, huh? Jordan, Zod, Kirk, Josh, Kennedy, Sam, Blooper, Joshua, Lucas, Michael, John, Tanner, Joshua, Chris, Joe, Michael, and that's it. So thank you all for supporting us.
Josh is in there. Way to go, Josh. Represent.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Josh's.
Josh's of the
rise
world.
up.
Rise up.
Yeah. Thanks guys. And we'll be rating any new supporters as they get added on our Patreon. So let's talk about the TFT patch.
Let me pull that up really quick, right? It's this button here. Found it.
You got
I'm just going to do a quick rundown of it because I don't want to go through full patch notes.
Sure.
So the gist of it is that critical strike damage is changed because assassins were OP. So now it scales additively instead of multiplicatively. They also nerfed assassins, buffed sorcerers, buffed wild, and nerfed elementalists a little bit. This should probably help with like assassin elementals or ninja elementals being a little bit too strong, and then sorcerers and wild kind of being almost unplayable, I think. As for specific character buffs, I'll go through like the important ones. Akali got nerfed because she's probably still, even after these nerfs, is one of the best like single units in the game. It kind of lends itself to her by like getting the ninja buff just by having her instead of like all of them. Kind of like allows her to be a really, really good unit. They buffed Mordecai's. They probably need to buff him more. He's still probably the worst unit in the game. They buffed Poppy's ult really, really hard. And then they nerfed Tristana and Volibear. Volibear obviously being like a huge problem with like comps where you just shrink like everyone on the map with your huge AoE. So they reduced his armor and his attack speed to deal with that a little bit, and reduced Tristana's attack speed for the same reason. Just they utilize those items too well. As for the items though, they nerfed Cursed Blade from 25% to 20%. I still think it's OP at 20%. I think being able to shrink someone's level multiple times is the real problem. I think if they really want to deal with this, they keep it at like 25%, but make it so they can only like shrink for level 3 down to level 2. Instead of like having a long fight where you shrink their level 3 down to a level 0. I think that's a little bit too strong. They buffed Infinity Edge. This is just to neutralize the ninja and assassin nerf. So meaning if you have an assassin with Infinity Edge on them, their damage will be about the same as it was before. But without Infinity Edge, their damage is nerfed to about 25%, which I think is a good change. Locket was hotfixed during last week. It was too strong. It's probably still too strong, I think, but it's really like an early game item. It's kind of bad late game, so I guess it gets you through the early game. And then Morellonomicon, they buffed out of nowhere for some reason. I thought the item was already fine, and they buffed it by 2% like per tick, which is a huge amount. So characters like Kennen, Misfortune, even Garen are gonna like utilize this item probably too well. So I expect nerfs for this in like a week or so. And that's kind of the patch notes.
It's the high elo perspective that we have here. Aiden being, top 0.5% in TFT. He knows this shit.
It's just cool. It changes every day.
So do you think it's going to have any like significant impact, or is
So,
everything kind of stay the same?
I think gunslingers are still strong. I think those will still continue to be strong. I think you can still... So there's one degenerate strategy in the game that I think is too strong for how little brain it requires, is there's a strategy. So econ is a huge part of the game, right? Like saving up 50 gold so you get extra 5 gold per turn. There's a strategy where you literally just reroll every single turn down to 1 or 2. And you look for gunslingers. Lucian, Tristana, Graves, Gangplank, Pike, and then you get a Blade Master, and then you turn Tristana into a Blade Master, so she has like Blade Master and Gunslinger bonus. And you can just reroll every single turn down to 1 or 2 gold, and then by level 6, you'll have level 3 Lucian, Tristana, Graves, whatever, Pike, and you win most games because of it. And there's literally zero strategy because you never have to think of when to econ. And I think that's still too strong. I don't think they nerfed that enough with just the Tristana attack speed nerf. That being said, I think they gutted the Volibear comp, which is good because that was super cancer. And I think they made assassins way less gross, especially like Akali. And then hopefully the buffs are like the main thing. Hopefully the buffs make stuff like Sorcerer playable again and Wild. Those two were just way too weak. I'm surprised Yordles got away without any nerfs though, honestly. Like Yordles,
that
like,
seems quite strong.
Yeah, dodging 60% of autos is like pretty gross. I guess it's because they're countered by one item, but you could also argue that assassins are countered by PD instead of
an item. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that I think the problem we're gonna see is that Yordles are gonna be OP this patch because of huge poppy buffs and huge. Sorry, not that Kennen got buffed, but Kennen's going to be way better with Morellonomicon this patch. Like, he's going to be gross with it. So I bet you Yordles are going to be pushed over the top with those two characters getting, like, kind of a pseudo buff.
Okay.
So I would still, if, like, meta-wise, meta-report-wise, I would go probably Gunslingers and Yordles still as, like, your two go-to builds. I think there's potential for Sorceress to be good, though. Like, transitioning Wild into Sorcerer into, like, a Dragon comp later would be still pretty good.
Nice. All right. Hey, we hit 2 million downloads.
Yeah,
for the podcast.
Yeah, from every episode from 31 until now, because the first 30 are season 1 specialties that will never be shown.
Yeah, yeah, for good reason.
Unless you own the DVD like I did. Yeah, so that's 2 million downloads. That's Pog, dude. That's actually like sick.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Woo!
Nice.
Also,
and then we are 20. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I was gonna go on that. I was just gonna say also we've been getting a lot of like attraction on our Facebook page, lots more comments, lots more people joining the page, and now we're 25 likes away from 1K, which is crazy. We've gained like 30 likes in the last month on our page, just through organic growth. It's not like we've been promoting it or anything. It's not like we're gonna pay Facebook to fucking do shit. Fuck Facebook.
True.
But anyways, there's lots of good discussion on our Facebook page from a roundtable each week. So if you haven't went over there, you should head over there and push us to 1,000. That'd be super cool.
Hell yeah. Thank you. Let's get into the next section, Aiden. I'll alternate reviews with you. But
Okay.
why don't you introduce the brand new section in its name?
Drum roll, please. Thank you. I'll give us the top 3 voted names from our Discord this week. So coming in 3rd place with a total of 12 votes, positive votes, we have the Zillion has the ability to turn back time just like you have the ability to turn on your computer and rate us 5 stars section. That came in 3rd. In 2nd place, we have the Rate Us 5 Alistars section. And then 1st place, the name of our new section is the Rate Us 5 Starries section. I think that's a really good name. We had lots of good suggestions though from our community. Like a bunch of them were like kind of shitty puns like I made. Some of them were actually like decent. Just for example, 2 of them that I saw were Radar Podcast Kaz6 out of 6, which I thought was pretty good.
Solid.
And then 5 Bard Review was also pretty good. There's lots of good ones. Like got maybe like 10 or so suggestions. But I think 5 Starries is a pretty solid name.
That's definitely my favorite.
Hell yeah.
So, and the one I voted for. Nice.
Awesome.
So, why don't you read our first review?
Yeah, our first review is a 5-star review by Starlag TRD. And it's titled, Listen to Them, Give Them Money, Please.
XD.
XD, thank you. He says, I climbed from silver to plat since I started listening about 3 months ago. Excellent advice and banter. You can always send them questions and interact, which is a great way to feel involved. They read 2 out of the 3 emails I sent them. Honestly, probably because they need to make room for other people's questions. Really respect the guys for helping us all climb regardless of rank. They have advice for all ranks. They are all smoking hot dogs that deliver every week.
No. Read
No,
it
no,
again.
no.
Read it again.
They are all smoking
hot dogs.
hot dogs. Oh, that's less cool. Deliver each week. Thumbs up, fellers. And if you have 2 thumbs, throw them up. Ho. I really hope this show continues to grow. Oh, it's a rhyme. I see. Thank you, Starlag TRD.
Thank you. Throw them up, hose.
Yeah. Next review is from Obro KC, and the title, I guess, is Leaguecast Podcast. With is that 5 periods? That's an ellipsis plus 2. Yo, it's your boys Nick, Aiden, and Colton. They have one of the most entertaining podcasts that I listen to in general. They are always good for laughs as Aiden complains, starts a fight with Colton, then smooth guy Nick the King Cooper slides in and gets us back on track. Aiden is the resident Tom Kench expert and one of the most knowledgeable people that I can find about League. Plus, he pretty much tries everything and finds all the bugs of the game, or at least it seems like that. Colton, the resident Diamond 5, now 4 expert. He's the cheese man, and I relate being from Wisconsin, now in Illinois as well. He has the best picks like Leona/Jarvin, not lame, great cheese. Then we have Nick, the resident dad or working man of the podcast, and he's the best host, that's for sure. You're the best host, Nick. Haven't played yet. Played a game with them, but they offer a ton to the LoL community. My favorite League podcast by far. Keep it up, boys. After listening for 2.5 years, they always keep me entertained. What a good podcast. Keep up the good work, boys. Thank you, Obro.
Thanks, Casey.
I'm Diamond 3, thank you very much.
Yeah, how does it feel being the resident Diamond 4, dude?
That hurts, dude.
I think there's a... Nick, I know you stole my identity, but...
Not like, but you stole mine back.
I suppose so.
Next email is from Jose Lots X3, and he said, dope podcast. Love the guys on the podcast, no homo, and have caused me to become a Dom Kench main, which has also caused me to hate myself.
Hell yeah.
Aiden, you have anything to say about
I feel good about that.
Nice.
Our next review is from little Barnabas, our little Discord boy, a little Patreon supporter. He says, it's a podcast, 5 out of 5 stars. Here's the thing. The more you listen, the more you sink into a deep pit of memes and sticky kids. Now that may sound awful, but I promise it's a hoot and a half. All of the hosts have nice socks. Star. Bad word.
We don't say that
1 out of
anymore.
1. One podcast again. Thanks, Barnabas.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Barnabas.
thanks, dude.
And last review here. Oh, never mind. It switches to a different color. This next one is from 44 Fork. And the title of this review is Bleepity. He says, Bleepity bloop bloop. Bloopy McBleepy blop bloop. 5 stars. Thank you. I've not heard anything quite so kind in years.
Excellent review.
Thank
Very
you, 44
helpful.
Fork.
And those were from iTunes, right?
Yeah, from like various podcasting platforms. Yeah.
Okay. This one, do we know which one this one's from?
This is from this guy here, and it's also
Yeah.
like, there's everywhere. Like I just got them from
Okay.
different things.
Well, this next one is from DeCruzon, titled "They Are the Arrow in My Knee." I used to listen to Essence Reaver, but then I took an arrow to the knee. Nice. Now I listen to Leecast. They are always motivated to do the podcast. Great attitudes and awesome topics. It's not just, hey guys, buy these boxers. Subscribe to our Patreon for good content. Here's a boring patch episode where we act like we know the number changes and then fiddle out. These guys have several awesome topics, and they change topics almost as much as Essence Reaver podcast changes podcasters and hosts. Oof, Anyways, I feel like they are one of the greater podcasts. I never get distracted by something else while listening because I'm bored. I never get distracted by something else while listening because I'm bored. They always keep me in tune and entertained enough to not get sidetracked. They are very informative and actually comedic as well. Thanks for everything y'all do.
And
Thank you to
now,
Cruzon.
now on to our sponsors. We're gonna have a 10-minute ad break.
I thought halfway through that maybe I shouldn't have said the podcast name, but
This is a direct quote. This is a direct quote from one of our.
Yeah, we were quoting someone else.
Yeah.
Nick, can you just say like the name of Black Cleaver? Actually, that's not good. Let's go with say Essence Reaver. Just say Essence Reaver clear.
Essence Reaver.
Okay, I'm gonna edit that in. We're good.
Dub it over.
Right,
Dub it over.
It's being dubbed
Essence Reaver podcast.
Should I do it over so it's more apparent that it's a dub?
No, that's good enough. Don't worry, it's fine.
We're fine.
Okay,
We're fine.
all right,
We don't have
cool,
this.
cool,
We don't have the production team for that.
Thanks to Cruz. And that was it for this week's 5 stories.
Yeah, if you want to leave a review for us on any preferred podcasting platform, do so, and we'll read it on the show. Thank you very much for your support.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get into the bi-weekly. Aiden, so we have an unconventional, little method for mini-map management.
So in general, I guess I want to talk about how important the minimap is, in general for climbing to something like gold. I think being able to see where your laners are on the map, how far push forward they are, even switching to their lane and looking at how the mini wave is stacking and stuff is super, super important to understanding who's winning lane, who's losing lane, and whether or not they have pressure or priority. But one thing I think a lot of lower elo players do is don't pay attention to the map enough. So I think a really, really strong way to overcome this is just putting on a metronome while you play. Putting on a 10 beat per minute metronome, and then every single time it beeps every 6 seconds, you look at the map or you just glance at it. That's how much you should be looking at the map, honestly. Obviously,
I'd say as a minimum.
Yeah, as a minimum, honestly. You want to move your character look constantly. But I feel that's a really, really good way to get yourself in the habit of looking at the minimap, which can allow you to expand upon these other ideas, why the minimap is so important. How important? Is there anything about the minimap that you guys think is underutilized by lower elo players?
So I think the minimap in general, right? You want to be just always looking at it to see, general trends of are they up in lane, are they back in lane? Did you see the jungler? Did you see that the top laner is no longer top? As a jungle main myself, I normally have a little bit more time, and I'm typically going to be actually clicking into the lanes to look, because then you can see in a little bit more detail things like the minion wave, health, mana bars. You can, get an idea of which way the waves are pushing, that kind of stuff. But I think it's just a general idea of if you're not looking at your minimap, pretty consistently, why are you even buying wards? What's the point? Why is your jungler even in the game if you're not going to be paying attention to where they are, right? Why would the jungler not camp your lane, the other jungler? Because, right, if you're not utilizing the information that's on your minimap, you're just missing out on so much that every other player in the game does have.
Yeah, I feel like something that we haven't mentioned is kind of the ebb and flow of your own team's pressure. So you look at the minimap to see okay, I'm going to find information about the enemy team. But if you look at your own team, if your bot lane is back in base and you're playing top lane, obviously then you're not going to want to proxy farm, right? Because you have no pressure on the other side of the map to, I don't know, relieve some of the pressure that you're forcing in the top lane. So then they're just going to send 2 to 3 people top and kill you, while your team gets absolutely nothing out of it. Now, I mean, on the other side of that, the flip side, you're going to proxy a wave. Okay, that's going to relieve some pressure in the bot lane and the mid lane. They're going to be able to take, extra plate or two, which, it brings it closer to even if you were to give away 300, gold. I think not only getting information about the enemy team is beneficial, but utilizing the minimap to, garner information about how your own team is, exerting pressure and where they're at, will allow you to make safer choices, over the course of the game as well.
Mm-hmm. There's a huge difference between looking at glancing at mid lane on your mini map and seeing the enemy there and then looking back there at it just whatever amount of time and they're not there, versus looking at the mini map and seeing them like go top or bottom. Like that's huge. Like that's a huge like amount of information that you might have missed just by not checking enough. I honestly think that if you could just like use the mini map more often and use it for like more things than just making sure your lane is safe, I think that's just a really, really strong way to start improving your play overall.
Yeah, and it does look like, by the way, that Google has a metronome like feature. Mm-hmm. If you just type in online metronome, I think one just pops up. So that's pretty simple. And then if you haven't, make sure you turn your minimap scaling, as high as you can. There's really no reason to have it like lower than 100, which can be, the difference between taking an extra second to check something and having that second to to actually focus on your lane again.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think that's fair.
I think that's the only thing I have maxed for scaling.
Mine's pretty small, but I also I feel like I check it like more than most players.
Yeah, that's fair.
One thing that Google Metronome, I did just pull it up. It looks like it caps at the lowest at 40 a minute. So I'm sure there's other online tools where you can set it to anything you want.
Yeah.
You can also just check YouTube. Like YouTube has like there's a channel that has like metronome for literally every single beat per minute.
Oh, that's sweet. And you recommended 10, right? 10.
I think 10.
I'm sorry.
I feel like
10 per minute.
10's good because it's every 6 seconds, which I think every 6 to 8 seconds is probably what you want to check at least, if not more. But I also feel like having a metronome that's like every 3 seconds might be a little bit too much, like for your play.
I think the lowest you could go is 12, which would be every 5 seconds. And I don't think that'd be problematic by any means, but the more often it happens, eventually you might just tune it out, and that's not the goal, right? So yeah, probably around 10.
It's just mostly to be a good indicator and to get you in that rhythm. Like eventually, you're going to be expecting, okay, it's been 5 seconds. If I need to look soon, right? Something like that.
Absolutely.
Cool. That was a good suggestion. Let's get into the round table.
Yeah. So last week's question was, if you could ban an item in game, what would you ban? Nick was very adamant about banning Zonias.
Get it out.
I was thinking about Zonias though. There's a lot of Zonias answers, by the way, so I didn't include them all because they were very, very similar. What do you think about, what if stopwatch was less time than Zonias? Do you think that would be positive for the game or bad? Because the benefits obviously being it could probably be bounced around much easier if it was like a 1 second stasis. But I feel like, would that be too confusing that Zonias and stopwatch have different timers?
I think so.
It'd be odd, especially
unless they
look exactly
like unless they had different animations. That'd be sorry. We kept interrupting each other. Because they have the same animation, like, and there's no way to instantly tell that. Oh, okay, that was Zonia's, or that. Oh, that was stopwatch. I don't think that's a good idea. If they changed, I think that would be more fine.
Yeah, that's fair. What if Zonia's was like way shorter cooldown, but was only like 1 second, or like even half a second?
See, but like, does that buff the item then? Like the cooldown obviously would be bad, but if you only lost control of your character for 1 second, I could see, more than a handful of situations where that would be beneficial.
That's fair. I just think it's interesting.
Right, because sometimes you Zonias to dodge something, and you just want it for the frame that's there. Right? Like let's say you Zonias to dodge an Ashe ult. If the Zonias is 5 seconds, you just killed yourself because they're going to catch up to you anyway. But if it's only half a second, you saved yourself, right? And currently what it's at is, 2 seconds?
2.5.
2.5?
Yeah.
Right, so I think it's at a pretty good spot where, it's long enough that you can chill in there for a bit, but also if you use it at the wrong time, like, everyone can just position around you.
Okay, Nick, new idea. When someone Zonias is, the nearest enemy champion gets to choose how long it is. Like a timer pops up on their screen, they get to choose.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a quick time event, and then they have to spell a word, and depending on how well they do it.
Yeah.
You have to type in the longest word they know.
Yeah, they have to. It's a 4x4 grid of letters, and they have to combine them into the longest word they can spell.
I'm down. Anyways, our answers from Facebook were from Michael. He said, "Boots, simply watch the chaos of finding a 6th item in Sue." I actually think it'd be super cool if they got rid of boots and then just made base movement speed way higher for everyone. Like, that'd be cool, I think, for the most part.
I think so too.
Chad said QSS slash Mercurial. He said completely cancels out some champions, making them pointless to pick. Yeah, I think there's some skill in it, though. I feel like it's a more skill-based item than Zonia or something like that. But I do think there's times where if it was removed, it would actually make the game better. Rowan said Black Cleaver on the right bruises, it makes them tank killers when they shouldn't be. Plus 20% CDR is excessive. I think there's a problem with CDR in the game in general, though.
Yeah, there's too much.
Like, I miss season 1. Like, I hate to like fucking put on my rose tinted glasses, but I do miss season 1 where you had to choose between like AP mana or CDR. Like on your items.
Yeah, it wasn't just like loaded on everything.
Yeah, like you can build any combination of mid items and you're getting at 40 CDR by the end of the game. Like, there's no way you don't.
I think that like the better question is how do you play support without overcapping CDR?
Yeah, I just
Or
wish there's
just
more of a
taking
choice.
sentence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels like
Oh,
you have to, like, by the end of the game, you immediately assume X character has this cooldown because no matter what, they're going to have 40% CDR anyways. So it's a little bit silly. Andrew said, Spear of Shojin, so sick of how core that item has become on already annoying champions. I also think it's like the DFG scenario where it's making these characters balanced around the item again. Like, it's probably the worst defender right now, I think. Where, like, Renekton, slightly Riven, more Renekton, though, is he's completely balanced around that item being good on him, I think.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, it's just weird that there's items like that in the game. Anyways, Chris, this is a long one, but I think it's actually really, really good. He says, elixirs, but not for the reasons you might think. I don't think they're overpowered or bad, but I don't think they are. I don't think they're very impactful, both in the sense that most games don't usually last long enough to buy them, and then that once you do buy them, the effect doesn't always seem useful. I would take the home guard approach. When Riot got rid of boot enchantments, they just gave everyone home guards after 20 minutes. Riot could get rid of elixirs and add a section on the rune pages to select from 3 or 4 elixir effects that automatically unlock each game when you hit a certain milestone, like a time or a certain late game level like 16 or 18. I do think that they should require you to go back to base beforehand to avoid any sort of cheese plays where someone gains the effects in the middle of the fight. I think that's a cool idea. Like, there's a rune slot where you get an elixir potion or something like that. Like, it's like an always active elixir or something like that.
Yeah, I like that. It's a dead rune for, 20 minutes, but then you get a pretty significant boon.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I also do think elixirs are in like a really weird place where they're, I guess you buy them when you're full items.
Yeah, that's it. I think they should just remove it from the game.
Yeah,
Who cares?
It's something that feels dead. Like, the only time I see someone buy elixir other than at the very end of the game is like if your base is getting pushed in, you have to like defend it. And you're like, fuck, I have 400 gold. Time to buy something.
I think the only one that feels impactful is the sorcery one, and just because you can see the amount of true damage that you get.
Yeah, it's
like,
pretty
on
good.
extra. Yeah.
This one's long from our Discord. Like, I picked it because you said, "What do you want
me? You want me to read it then?
Yeah, you read it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I really like this one. Roberta on Discord said, Hex Drinker. How is it possible that no one else has said Hex Drinker? Picture this year 1507 Katarina against a 112 Z at 7 minutes into the game. The score is 73-4. You think you have this game under control. Free LP, right? Wrong. Enemy Zed built a Hex Drinker. Immediately, when you see him in lane, you decide to engage on him without checking his items first, thinking, no matter what he built, there's no way he can solo kill me. Wrong again. He misses all his abilities while you execute the perfect combo and deal a staggering 195 damage because of the magic resist he gets from a Hex Drinker. He then autos you 3 times and deals 700 magic damage because of the attack damage he gets from Hex Drinker. But that's okay because luckily your 37-0-12 Nidalee comes in for a gank. She throws her spear max range, deals 67 damage to the Zed because of the magic resist he gets from Hex Drinker. But that's okay. You managed to bring him down to 30% health. It's time to finish him off. You jump back on him perfectly. Challenger level plays, poggers, whatever that means. But the moment you use one ability, wapow, a magic shield that's the size of his health bar takes over your screen, Tom Kench style. There's nothing more you can do. He takes over the game. You now need to rush a void staff because flat magic pen isn't enough. You lose the game. You lose your wife's heart because you get so riled up over a silly game. She files for divorce. She's taking the kids. She's taking the house. She's taking your money. All you have left is a blasting wand and amp tome that you are about to build into void staff to take control of the game and carry. But you know that's not true because Zed built Hex Drinker and no one can win against Hex Drinker. And don't even get me started on the spell vamp and lifesteal that Maul of Memorias gives you. This man has hatred in his heart. I feel like I should change my answer to Hex Drinker for him.
But that's okay because your 37-0 Nidalee comes in for a gag. She throws her spear, max range, 67 damage.
Clean. It can definitely feel like that sometimes, though, for sure.
Yeah.
That's
Extra
good.
strong item. Buy it against AP characters.
That was a great answer. Our next answer is from Gearbox Dragoon, and he said, "What if we remove all the items?" Nick, what do you think about a game mode though, where there's no items? What characters are the strongest and the weakest in that game?
Probably tanks, right?
Tanks.
Yeah, tanks are supports. Red Lefty says
Tanks
supports.
would be real strong.
Yeah, tanks just have the highest base damage, right?
It'd be tanks for sure.
Cho'Gath,
Right?
dude. Cho'Gath would be nutty. Chomp chomp.
Assassins and sorcerers would be the worst for sure. Actually, maybe even AD carries.
I think 80 carries would be the worst. They're so item dependent.
That'd be cool though if they like made like
That would
a
be fun,
1
yeah.
week. Like, why don't they just do fun shit like that, Nick? Like, it could even be terrible. It could be like, holy fuck, this game mode sucks, but you'd still play it once. You know what I mean? And it'd be fun. It would take literally no effort for them.
very
They just
little
disable
effort.
all the items.
The flip side of that is like, okay, hey, we disabled all the items today. Oh, there's something wonky going on. Your champion can only get to level 1, but you get to start with a full build. Like, something like that. I don't know.
What if they just change like the item cap to like 1 item for a day? You get 1 item.
1 item power spike. Who
Choose-
has the hardest 1 item power spike? Oh, it's Trinity Force, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
and
so many people would be going Trinity
Sorry, I mean-
Forces.
Essence Reaver.
Yeah, Essence Reaver.
I'm leaving that one in though. That's a funny callback.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think I think they should just do fun shit like that though. Like, it does require some testing because you are right, Nick. There are a chance that like they make this fun game mode where you can't buy items, and then someone queues up for fucking ranked and they can't buy items in their game. Like, I can easily see that happening,
But that's a fun story, right?
you'd be so mad.
A year later,
Fun
it is.
Reddit post. That's a fun Reddit post to read.
Yeah. And last but not least, from Maka, he says, "My real answer: corrupting pot." Boatloads of sustain combined with runes, extra damage for trades. It's weird that an item like that's so good with runes. Like, the only reason corrupting potion's good is because like you can take what's the last rune called in the game?
Oh god. Time Warp Tonic.
Time Warp Tonic.
Yeah.
And then it just pops you fucking 100 health instantly. It's like old Fort
Yeah,
Pot.
that's crazy.
Like, that's just such a weird thing in the game. That feels like it's old League of Legends type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good answer though. This week's roundtable question though is, what is one thing that you'll quit the game over if it gets changed?
So, I'm going to take a cop-out answer that's not really a cop-out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything that I can currently fathom that would make me quit the game.
Okay, that's not true. Like, there's ridiculous things that wouldn't happen that would make you not want to play the game.
I mean, okay, the servers explode and I have 180 million ping. Like,
What if they made it so it's pay to win?
I mean, okay, yeah, I guess pay to win.
Like, that's like, you know what I mean? Like, there's shit like that for sure.
I guess, yeah.
But
I
there's
guess.
like no character that would be like, what's your favorite character? Swain. I guess they already reworked him. Like,
I mean, Lucian, yeah.
yeah, what if they're like,
But I wouldn't.
we're getting rid of Lucian.
But I don't love one single character that much. If they got rid of Lucian, I feel like I'd just play other champions.
Yeah.
What if
You know?
what if CLG won Worlds? Would you quit that?
I don't want to make that commitment.
Is that really a risk you're unwilling to take?
Dude, the amount of
'Cause, like-
faith you have is gross.
No. It's not that I think I don't think it would ever happen. It's that it could ever happen, you know? And I don't want that
That's too much
I don't
faith.
want that looming over me.
You're
But,
so
okay,
happy
if
that your
there's-
team wins, but you're so sad because you can't play League anymore.
It's like if there's one team in NA that could do it, it's probably CLG, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
if there's a single team that's like, okay, they lost every single game in pools, somehow still made it to groups because the other teams got into accidents and lost all their fingers. Oh, CLG is gonna lose every single game. Oh, they won Worlds. Now Nick has to quit playing League of Legends.
The only NA team that could have ever won Worlds was Season 6 TSM, and that didn't happen, so give up.
That's fair, yeah.
Nah, dude, Season 13 Liquid. They're gonna do it.
I believe.
Eventually,
Wait for it.
Steve will just run out of money, right?
Nah,
That's
Steve
fair.
will never run out of money.
Yeah.
Well, Colton, what's one thing you'd quit the game over if it gets changed?
Yeah, man, if they added loot boxes to this game, oh wait, no, I don't know. I'd say like if they got rid of the jungle, I'd probably quit.
I mean, like they should have done 9 years ago. Jungle's a mistake. Changed my mind.
You're wrong.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, like that. I'd say if there were serious like major overhaul changes where like didn't recognize the game anymore, like if they got rid of like half the characters or the items or something, I don't know, it would take a lot because the nature of the game is so liquid and it's constantly changing and you're adapting, right? So like the amount of iterations of League of Legends I've already played and how different they've been, like they'd need to really, really seriously fuck something up for me to not want to play anymore.
Okay, I want to change my answer based on Colton's answer. If they stopped balancing the game, I'd stop playing.
Yeah.
As soon as they like that last balance patch, I'll play for a little bit and then I'll probably like uninstall and not play ever again.
That's a really good answer,
I think that's something that like League has going for it, is that even though it does like it's not Dota where it's not as balanced, I think, or like that balance isn't as, I guess, I don't know, widespread. It changes way more often, and it does keep things more interesting. So, like, taking that away, I think it would ruin the game.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
How about you, Aiden?
Can I add one more answer before?
Yeah, go ahead.
Goes? If Volibear is ever the best character in the game, I quit.
He was for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like when they first changed his the way his E works, like if they're airborne.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
You just go Predator into Righteous Glory.
Yeah.
So
Volibear unbeatable.
I have two, and I'd like you guys to weigh in on them because I feel like it's actually an
Okay.
interesting session. Both of them are having to do with the fundamentals of laning. One being completely removing CSing, I think, which I think is something that could happen.
Yeah.
I think that's a possibility of them going, this is not a fun mechanic. We're just going to make it sort of like a team fight always game. I feel like that would make it too much not like the game that I would probably not play. I'd probably play for a little
That's
bit, then
fair.
just like, it just feels like it's not the same game.
Or if like they applied like the like ARAM kind of thing where it's like if you miss it you still get like a good chunk of the gold.
Yeah, like those are things I could see them doing though, right? Like somewhere down the line. What was the other one? The other one was something to do with laning as well. I think it's just like changing the fundamentals of how like the beginning of the game works, like making it so like you're lane for like 3 minutes and then it's team fights, or like so like you just get crazy gold from CSing over the beginning, and then like there's no waves or anything. I just feel like the game is currently like set up as like you're really weak, then you farm, and then you fight, and then you objectives, then the game's over. If they made it just like so they cut out farming or they cut out like 1v1s and 2v2s, I feel like the game is way less fun.
What if Riot's balance team took a stance like it's like something ridiculous where you're like, I know this game is heading down the shitter. If they were to say something like, you know, the only counterplay to skill shots is dodging them, and that's not fair. How would you feel about that?
Like, I don't think they'll ever do something. I could see them, Colton, like doing your gold idea though. Like,
Yeah, where
you
they're
get
just like, hey, if you miss the last, you still get like 5 gold.
yeah, you get like a quarter of it or something like that. I could see them doing that.
But I think that would be fine as long as they up the value of the minions, you know?
Yeah, I just feel like that's a little bit too much catering for bad players.
Yeah.
Either way, if you guys want to tell us what's the one thing you'll quit the game over if it gets changed, you can hit us up on our Facebook page at LeagueCast, come into our Discord, post in our roundtable section, or send us email mail@leaguecastpodcast.com.
And we know, everyone, the most popular answer for all of you is going to be, if LeagueCast stops putting out shows, I quit League of Legends. Don't feel like you have to send that in. You can come up with something else.
Thanks.
Nice.
I thought it was
Choose
kind of
pick.
funny, but I guess not.
It was very funny.
No, it wasn't. Cheese pick bot this week. It's another bot lane combo. We got Kiana Anivia. So Kiana is going to be the carry with an Anivia support, and it's just you can extend that shockwave off the wall with your Anivia W. So if you max that, you can place it between like their tower, and the shockwave I think would probably like extend, like basically be undodgeable if they're under tower, and you drop a wall there.
It is. It does go around player created terrain.
That being said, you've also got some nice CC there with Anivia. Kiana's super mobile, and I don't know. I think it's definitely a lane that could work. You can also use the terrain itself that she creates to get your, I think it's your Q off. Not that queuing onto terrain is particularly difficult, but yeah, that's the combination. Plus, you've got Nutty Wave clear with Anivia if you ever start falling behind.
Okay, so it's shit.
Thanks. I hate it.
Okay, let's talk about LC.
I just wanted to say though, I just think it's like mainly bad because it's like double AP. Wait, no, she's AD. She's AD.
She's AD, yeah,
It's
dude.
good
Kiana's
then.
an AD assassin.
She does seem like an AP character.
She should be an.
to be fair.
She's a woman.
Yeah, exactly
Okay.
right. Exactly
There's
right.
a lot of female sorcerers
name
and male
one
AD
character. Name one AD character that's a woman. I'll wait.
But like an AD assassin.
No, but in general though, like there are like a lot of female mages and AD like male characters. Like in general. Like what? Like there's Irelia and Camille are the bruisers, I think, for female characters.
Alawi.
Okay. That's fair.
What's so funny, Aiden?
And then for like the male AP characters, is there any male AP characters that aren't like I can't think of Xerath. That's the first one I go to.
Vigar.
Rise,
Brand.
Vicar, Karthus, Fizz.
Karthus isn't male. He's a ghost.
He's a
Okay.
phantom.
Yeah, there's a ton.
Yeah, I get what you're saying though. There's definitely trends in terms.
There's
of,
a
like,
lot of female casters.
there's a reason that like Enchantress supports, like it's Enchantress supports, but it's Enchantress supports for the most part.
Enchantress supports plus Tark.
Yeah, plus
Hey, plus for Khan.
Fair. But like,
Well, the Rakan's not really.
I just think that like they do. I always think of her as an AP.
Yeah,
assassin.
I do too, actually.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Nice.
Anyways, what I want to say is, do you guys want to play, not that with me because I don't want to play that garbage, but does someone want to play bottom with me? And I play it. Nivea support's my favorite thing to play. One of my favorite things in the game to play. I love a Nivea support. I think it's so fucking good.
Oh,
I just anything with Anivia support. 'Cause
Yeah,
I also really like Anivia support. I just love playing Anivia. She's so
I think she's
fun.
fucking insane.
Huh. I didn't know you felt that way.
Her base damage is crazy. Also, if you're playing against bad players, you just die and then they focus your egg while your other player kills them.
Okay, fair.
And it's
Yeah,
pretty.
I'd be able to kill both of them too. Yeah.
She's so strong if you can land the Q, and like when you're not playing against great people, it's pretty easy to land the Q.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aiden. Hey, you can play a Nivea support when the boys get back together for more rank. Yeah, Nick loves.
I'll play
non-standard
Kiana with you.
sports.
Fuck it. Let's play some Kiana and Nivea later.
Hell yeah! All right, do we want to pop
gotta
into
go.
the LCS section? There's
Yeah,
big news
Jet's
here.
back.
Let's do it.
Jet's back.
Jet's
Jet's back.
back.
Pog,
Back.
I guess.
Jet is back. He fixed League of Legends, and then he's back to being a personality now.
I love all the memes about like how shit 9.14 is that they're like just get the fuck out of the balancer. No, but apparently
Yeah.
he's been planning for it like for a while. He's felt like he has like more to contribute to like LCS, and I think that's true. I honestly feel like it's been lacking since he's gone. I'm not a huge Chat fan, but like I do think that he is a one of the better casters in NA.
I think so too. I mean, the best duo in NA is Flowers Kobe, right?
Yeah, I fucking
Captain
love Kobe.
Kobe.
Kobe's so funny.
Those are the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Jad. He's definitely has a lot more knowledge than I think most of the other casters do.
Yeah.
When it comes to actually like the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the other bit of news is that Echo Fox is selling its LCS spot. So next split, we're probably going to see Phoenix One because Phoenix One owner bought them for $30 million. That's a pretty big investment, though. Bought it for $10 million, sold it for $30. That's not bad. So next split, Nick, we're going to see Dignitas, Immortals, and Phoenix One.
Who are the other two teams that will be out?
Clutch and Clutch
Optic?
and Optic. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's fine.
I'm happy for Immortals back. Like, Immortals is a good org, I think.
Yeah, they kind of just came here and then shit on everyone.
Yeah. Also, did you see all the things about Dignitas? People were like excited for Dignitas, and it's just like no one. Did you see that? It was a Skara thing. I think it was from Skara.
Yeah. It was like all the stuff came out about it.
Yeah, he was
Like
just
the
like
org?
no one fucking liked the org. They just liked the players, right? Which is fair. Like the org was always shitty. Like they paid their players in mouse pads and shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's nostalgic to have Dig back, but I'm really excited for Immortals. I think, and then Phoenix One. I'm like, who really cares? But
Penis One.
Penis One. I'd rather have Echo Fox. I like Rick Fox. I hope he like.
I do too. Yeah.
He's still like they're still super into esports. I mean, they have some of the best fighting game players of all time. Like their fighting game lineup is gross.
Fox, Justin Wong.
And fucking MK Leo is the best ultimate player by like far.
Yeah, true.
Like they actually have like really good players. I was like originally like, oh, it's sad that they're not in esports anymore. But of course they have Sonic Fox also. Who else do they have?
True.
Like they have crazy players, dude.
Yeah.
Sonic's Fox, Skillage, their League of Legends team. Who cares? They have Mewtwo King, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have like a good lineup of people. So I'm glad to see them in other esports.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like we've talked about this before, I think, where obviously it's pretty shitty for like the racism stuff, right?
Yeah.
That occurred, but it also kind of seems weird that Riot has the power to do this.
Yeah, like I think I speak for all of us. Like none of us want anyone like that in esports, like that when someone who's like that, who's so bigoted. But that being said, the fact that Riot made the decision for Echo Fox to have to either kick the guy out by buying back all of his shares at like a gross price, or them having to sell their spot because one of their investors is like a bigot is, I think, problematic.
Yeah, like I don't feel like Riot should have that much power. But
if it was an owner, then sure. Like, but I don't know. It seems like a little bit crazy to me. It just sucks for like people like Rick Fox.
Yeah, I think a good distinction is like he's a shareholder, so honestly he has like probably very little to do like with the actual, I don't know, day-to-day stuff. But if it were, a manager or, a coach or something like that, I think that would be something more, I guess, related to either the day-to-day operations of the organization or something directly involved with the League of Legends team itself.
Mm-hmm. And they even like declined their first. Do you see what their first offer was like as a problem solver of this situation?
No, I didn't.
They were gonna sell all of his shares. He was gonna sell all of his shares to like a family member, so his name wouldn't be like on it. Which they were like, nah. But I'm like, I don't know. It's so weird to me, dude. It's just like, just get him like out. But like, I don't know. Whatever. It shouldn't be a problem. But oh well. I just feel bad for Rick Fox.
I mean, good on Riot for taking a stand, but for such a harsh like thing, and I mean harsh. Yes, like racism is super bad, and it but has no place in League of Legends like whatsoever at any level. But this like is a lot of power from like an organization that isn't the organization itself, which is always kind of scary. I think like we talked about this a little with the Vasily stuff, where like the report came out and he was punished before like the police report had like anything happened, which granted, hindsight 2020 was fine because the things he was accused of actually did happen, and like he got punished as a result. But it's kind of scary to see like these heavy-handed, measures be taken, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I just hope in the future we don't see any more of like just bad shit like this in the scene. Like, it's just sad to see that.
Yeah, it is. It is. Hey, don't be racist. There's like another person, on the other side of the computer.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, 2019, we still got to have this conversation. Not us, but like us
It's
as a
current
society,
year. Want to talk about our mail fight, our 15 emails?
Ladies and gentlemen, we made it. Time for the easy section. Mail fight. So we first emails from Sebastian. Hey guys, I've been a listener of your great pod for quite a while. Let's not say that. And I finally got a couple of questions for you. What do you consider low yellow and high yellow? I'm an EUS Gold 2 player, hopefully Gold 1 if I win my last placement tonight. And while I for sure don't regard myself in high yellow, I wouldn't call myself low yellow. If you're high LP Silver 1, you're pretty much in the middle of all ranked players. Is everything below that low elo? To me, it feels a little strange that half the ranked player base is low elo. My second question is, could you give me some general tips on how to not be an absolute horseshit at TFT? I've placed Iron 2 for sure low elo, and I lose so many games. It would be great to have some guidelines, not necessarily builds, to help me improve. Since I'm Swedish, obligatory fuck Trump, our talented Prime Minister is keeping ASAP Rocky for life. Keep up the good work, Sebastian.
Hell yeah, Sebastian.
No, Sebastian, bring him home.
ASAP, no.
Did you guys see that? Allegedly, Trump got on the phone with the Prime Minister, and then the Swedish prosecutors like recommended a longer sentence.
I saw the tweets about that.
Yeah.
You want to break this
that's a
down?
good time. Yeah. So I think like high elo and low elo is obviously a perspective thing. I think for us, I think we can probably safely say like Platts I would consider high elo, and then anything below that's kind of low.
How about a good distinction
Sure.
being bottom 25% is low elo, top 25% is high elo, and then middle is like just like kind of middle ground. I think that's like a fair way to do it, which would be
That's probably fair.
I'm just saying that, which would be silver 3 and below is low elo according to like bottom 25%. Okay. Top elo is gold 2 and above, and then everything else in the middle between gold 2 and silver 3 is kind of like the middle.
Everything was so.
Yeah,
packed.
that's why I think it's a good distinction though, because like there's 50% of the player base between silver 3 and gold 2.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say bronze 1 and below is low, and to me like plat 5 and up is high, and I would consider like silver and gold right the middle. I was also gonna like consider memeing like anyone who's not in the LCS is low elo.
Yeah.
If you're not an LCS player or coach.
Or like if what's my current rank? If you're beneath that, you're low elo. My rank is high elo.
Mm-hmm.
I think like plat 5 though is a good indicator of like high elo. And my argument is that is when you stop getting those free the free like victory games.
Yeah, that's
plat
fair.
4, whatever, fine.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, red lefty and guitar. Plat 4, like, because that's when you stop getting the free wins if you fail a promotion series.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I didn't make the distinction initially that like there is a middle elo.
Yeah, I think it's good to mention that though. Like,
yeah, I think so too.
You can look at it from the perspective that, like Colton mentioned, like a lot of people will be like that in solo queue, where I'll get flamed for being hard stuck diamond 2 by players. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck do you mean hard stuck top 6,000? Like,
yeah,
right.
You're right. I did finish diamond 2 the last 2 years, and I'm currently diamond 2, which means I guess I am hard stuck diamond 2. But they're like, fucking shitter, you're hard stuck diamond 2, low elo trash. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Right, and there are people calling them that who are in Masters, and there are people who are top 10 on the ladder calling people that can barely maintain their slot in Challenger bad players. Like, it keeps going up all the way to the top, right? And there's, fucking LCS players with, domestic and international titles that are like, oh yeah, this person that, only managed to get third in, the summer split, kind of a bad player, right? Like,
but I think a problem that I think League has been having in general is like, I saw this thread on Reddit that I kind of agreed with, that the accessibility to high elo players makes it so you think anyone below them is bad, right? I think we instantly think like, oh, okay, D4 0P are pretty much like shitter players. No, that's still like top 5%, on a bad day. And it's like these players are super good, but being able to just go to Twitch and turn on, Cutie Pie, who is going to troll if there's, such a low elo player in their game, like has kind of made it spread, I guess. I think like we look back to season 1, who did we know that was like good that we could just, I guess, watch, right?
Yeah.
Hotshot GG. Like that was it, maybe?
And I feel like the culture was different though. Like maybe it wasn't. Maybe I'm like rose tinted glassing. I'm trying to like make it into like a descriptive word.
Yeah.
But like the mentality of like people like you have streamers. I'm not trying to like call anyone out, but like you have like the night blues and stuff like that where they're like, oh, this guy's boosted, you fucking cappuccino, and then all their silver viewers go, haha, that guy who's diamond 1 is boosted. Like,
yeah,
it's such a bad
that's
mentality to like create. I don't know if that was like that happened in season 1, but I at least don't remember it that way.
Yeah, I don't remember it happening either, and maybe it did, but I don't know. Yeah. Let's get to a second. Sorry,
I was gonna say, like, I just remember, like, back in my, like, the beginning time when I was, just getting into League.
The beginning time.
I was thinking of so many ways to say that, and I just combined them all in the worst way possible.
Can I name the episode The Beginning Time?
I think so.
In the beginning times, there was no iron, and there was just a number.
That fucking starts out like a Land Before Time movie.
Yeah.
In the beginning time, long necks ruled the earth.
But I was gonna say, I remember I had like one friend in my it was a Ventrilo server. Like we had one person we played with that was like platinum, and everyone was like, "Whoa, platinum is so high," and right, like it's totally perspective based, and I think. Like, the access that you brought up, I think that was a really good point. I just wanted to, like, echo that, I guess, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But again,
Nice.
Thank you for the email, Sebastian. We're going to keep it rolling along.
Wait, I forgot a second.
He has a second
What?
question.
We forgot a second
Ooh,
question.
I'm wrong.
Why is he
I'm
horse
bad
shit
at-
at TFT?
In the beginning
Yeah,
times,
how do you get better?
So
What
as,
are some tips that aren't like, hey, put your units on the field,
so
or hey, go for synergies.
A, have a base understanding of what's good and what's dog shit. Meaning, don't try to force Mordekaiser every game because he's the worst unit in the game, right? So basic shit like that, where like you can look up a tier list and go, hey, I shouldn't build these bottom 5 units because they're really, really bad unless they give me synergy. That's step 1. Step 2 is understand the base idea between a couple comps in the game. Just like maybe know like 3 or 4 comps in the game. So meaning when you get handed this unit, oh, this unit can fit into X comp. When I get handed this unit, though, I can transition into this comp, right? So you could look at Gunslinger as comp 1, where you focus on characters like Lucian, Tristana, Graves, and then you know what items to build on them, which are all like attack speed based items, like Cursed Blade, Rapid Fire Cannon, etc. And then, so that's comp 1. Comp 2 would be like the Volibear comp, where, hey, I build brawlers early game, being Blitzcrank, Rek'Sai, I almost say Voidsai, Rek'Sai, Blitzcrank, and Volibear. And then I eventually make Volibear my carry, where I put like a bunch of AoE items on him because he static shivs like the entire field. Then you go, oh, what's comp 3? My comp 3 is if I handed a bunch of assassins, I go assassin into ninja. Or even better, I go 4 ninja into elementalist. If I get more ninjas than my assassins. If I hit 4 ninjas before I hit 6 assassin, then I should go 4 ninja elemental instead of 6 assassin 4 ninja. It's just like knowing what comps to play with based on what you're given, I think, is like the main thing. Or you can just take super easy strategies like the Gunslinger hyper rolling strategy right now, where you literally take every single one of your gold and reroll for like those 6 characters, being Lucian, Pike, Tristana, Graves, Gangplank, and then a Blade Master, which is probably like the easiest way to play the game, but I feel like you're not learning how to play the game there. I just think you have to have a good idea of what comps are good and what items people need.
Mm-hmm. Some other things I want to mention, just some like base understanding things. You need to understand how the interest is calculated and how win-loss is calculated. You should also understand, sellback price of units, that, a level 2 tier 1 unit, you get full price back, but a level 2 tier 2 unit, or past that, you don't get full refund on. And another, I think, point that a lot of people don't get is because of those sellback values being so high, most games, when you buy something, you're going to be penalized heavily for selling it back. TFT, not so much. Any unit, if it's just base level 1, you get full price back. Even if it's level 2, you get a lot of it back. You can completely rotate your comp late in the game. If you pick up an Akali and you were going like gunslingers, you can choose to do that hard switch over to assassins. If maybe you can see everyone else is going gunslingers, you're probably not going to get your level 3. You can take that quick rotation. And I think just that general idea of, you have your early game set up. Ideally, you can build that into your actual comp. Sometimes it's just, this is going to get me to the point where I can see what items I've gotten and I know what kind of comp I actually can do, right? Because sometimes you want to build one way. Maybe you want to run the gunslingers, and it's like, oh, I got 4 giants belts and, some needlessly large files. It's like, okay, cool. All I can make is infinity edges like death caps or gunblades. You might need to change your comp based on that. And you might think, oh, well, I already have, like a level 2 Tristana and 1 on the bench, so I might get a level 3. Sometimes you just have to sell that, take that loss, and do a hard pivot to be able to, carry on into the late game.
A good rule of thumb for interest, by the way, like this, I wouldn't say do this all the time, but as like, if you really don't know how much you should be saving in a general game, there's 2 things to know. One, base it on how everyone else in the game is saving interest. Meaning if you're sitting at 50 gold and every single other player is sitting at like 10 or 0 gold, that means everyone's hyper rolling like really fast and you're gonna about to be run down because like they're gonna have crazy good comps early. Meaning you need to spend more, right? That being said, if you're hyper rolling like early game and everyone's like econing, yeah, you're gonna do a ton of damage earlier, but as soon as they hit their spikes, you're gonna start getting ruled. As for like where you should be econing without like taking into account of the other players, a good rule of thumb is if your main carries are 1 and 2 costs, if your main carries are 1 cost, stay at 10 gold or below. So every turn you're going to be rolling down to 10 or like below. If your main carries are 2 costs, 20 gold, 30 gold, 40 gold, 50 gold. Meaning if you have a main carry in your comp is going to be a late game Yasuo or a late game Swain, then you're probably going to want to have to econ like a lot early game. Like always stay above 50 gold, using EXP to like level whenever you're above 50 gold, because you need to eventually hit that point. Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully that helps.
Yeah.
So again, thank you for the email, Sebastian. Gonna keep things moving along. Next email is from Eddie. It says, hey, I listened to you guys back when I was in high school. Used to go for walks and throw your podcast on to clear my head, and it did wonders. If I remember right, a lot of you were baristas and studying in college, philosophy maybe? Oh, that's a Chris.
Mm-hmm.
He did, though. He was a barista that did study philosophy. I can't believe you guys are still going. Mad respect to everyone. I don't know if you still take questions. I asked my own fair share in the past, but my questions are, what are your favorite memories of LeagueCast? Do you really still use TeamSpeak? Is there a place I can find old episodes of LeagueCast for some serious nostalgia? I fucking love you guys. Thank you so much for everything, and I can't wait to start listening again 7 years later. Lots of love, Eddie.
Easiest question to answer is every single episode from 31 onwards are all online on any podcasting platform.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Podbeans, Apple Podcasts, whatever you use, iTunes, it's there.
We do still use TeamSpeak.
All the time.
And then
We in TeamSpeak.
favorite memories? Do you guys have any favorite memories?
Being that dorky kid who was like a listener, I guess. Like it's not like Nick, you and I played with Eddie like a lot. Like
I don't think this is the same Eddie.
Are you sure?
His picture looks different.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a weird coincidence that like someone who knows that we use TeamSpeak who listened 7 years.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I mean, unless this picture looks different.
I mean, we probably haven't talked to him in 5 years, so.
No, I still think it's a different one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was Eddie Z, right? You were talking
Yeah.
about? Nah, I don't think that's him.
I'd say one of my favorite memories was probably like the first time I met you at a meetup, Aiden, and like we just talked about LCS until like 3 a.m. There wasn't even LCS at that point. Like we talked about like season 1 and 2, like competitive league until like 3 a.m.
I remember we did that with Tartar and someone.
Yeah. Remember that so fondly. So that's probably like one of my number ones.
Yeah, that like first meetup was something special. Yeah. I think like the very first game that I played with the old hosts, where I played Jungle Soraka, was a good time.
That video's on YouTube. If I can, like,
It is on YouTube.
do you know
It
what it's
is,
called or no?
I don't remember what it's called. I think it's one of the longer videos though.
Yeah, I'll find it because I think if you guys like, or at least Eddie, if you care about like watching nostalgia shit, like watch some of like our old YouTube videos on our Leaguecast podcast YouTube.
Yeah, shameless plug, but a lot of the Global Power Rangers.
Go
on there.
Global Rangers.
Yeah, that was it. Like those all videos are still up, so yeah. Thanks, Eddie. The next one is from Lintar. I'm a new-ish listener who started playing League at the start of Season 8. I've played just about 1,000 games since then, and I'm stuck hovering in Silver 4. So far, I've only played 39 of the 143 champs in main, mid, and jungle. I have Mastery 7 on Yasuo, Morgana, and Master Yi, Mastery 6 on Zed, Rek'Sai, and Aurelia, and the rest I have played around 4 games each on. I watch pro play and streamers in solo queue, and I feel confident in the mechanics of the champs I play, but I was wondering what you guys think is the best way to improve my metagame knowledge. Would it be good to get every champ in the game and go through them to understand how they work and how best to deal with them in lane? Also, what is the best way to gain knowledge on what items to build in different situations? Should I watch more games and focus my attention to my main positions, or should I play more blind pick games and experiment around with different things? My one goal for Season 9 is to reach gold, and any advice you can give me to achieve would be much appreciated. Keep being the best podcast around, Lintar. So as for champions, yeah, it's kind of like one of those things that stinks. Like, you got to invest a lot of time to unlock every champion, but once you unlock every champion and start to like play them a little bit, you'll have a better understanding of both how to play them and how to play against them. Which is like something that's, I think, is pretty critical to understanding like, metagame knowledge.
And I think start with your role, right? Learn what all the mid laners do, or learn what all the junglers do, right? He said mid and jungle. Yeah, right? So, like, learn what all the mid laners do, learn what all the junglers do, and then, it's going to help you the more you know about the other characters, because if a character comes up to you and you don't know what they do, that's not a good situation to be in. But, ideally, prepare against the ones that you're going to see. Know what's meta in your role right now, Who are the good junglers right now? Who are the good main laners right now? If you don't know what one of them does or how to play them, you should at least, play a game on them, watch a video, do something to get familiar, so that if they're in your game, which they likely will be if they're, popular in the meta, you'll be able to react to it. In terms of item builds, I think typically most characters have a pretty straightforward, like, first 2 or 3 items is always the same. And then, things like armor against AD comps, MR against, magic damage comps, Mercury treads versus Ninja Tabby if they have CC or a lot of auto attackers, things like that. To really, like, dig into those details, like, I think that's where watching, higher level streamers that explain their decisions would really help. If they're doing something, a lot of people watching that stream are also going to have the same questions, because, right, you're in Silver 4, and we were just talking about this earlier in the show, right? That's that middle of the road. 50% of the player base is in that, like, Silver 4 to Gold 2, I think it was. There's a lot of people watching who have that same question of, hey, why'd you build that here? Why didn't you build this? You normally go this. And if you're watching a stream that's going to go into the details and explain why, you'll get a lot of insight and figure out how to make those decisions appropriately in your own games.
Yeah, I think like I'm gonna take it like a step, I guess, down the ladder. Is
Nope,
just
not allowed.
Like, what?
I said nope, not allowed. You have to stay on my stuff.
But I mean, like, even that, like, just read the items. You know, go into a custom game and just like start at the beginning, like look at the items, see what they build into, like maybe go all the way down to the bottom and start reading, you know, finalized items, and then you get to like, okay, I'm gonna sort by armor and I'm just gonna look at the finished items. Okay, I see that, you know, Frozen Heart gives me mana, cooldown reduction, armor, and the attack speed slow aura. Okay, so I want this on a champion that doesn't necessarily, you know, need a lot of health. So someone maybe with a shield, right? Because that's a good way to make your shield more effective, is just adding, you know, flat resistances. Okay, I'm not gonna build this into like a mage or anything. I probably should have my champion actually use mana. Otherwise, I'm losing, you know, a pretty good portion of the power of this item. And then it's got this attack speed reduction aura. So you're not going to use it on champions like Riven, right? It's not going to be a good anti-Riven item because she doesn't really utilize a lot of attack speed. It'll be better on someone like a Vayne, right? Or like a Caitlyn or something like that, where there are, you know, attack speed, auto attack reliant. And I think you can kind of like start to see on a very like micro level, okay, like this is what this item does, and this is like, you know, maybe some situations I would use it. I think like Randuin's is my go-to example. I think it is such an under like built item. I very rarely see people build it, despite it giving like what 10% crit damage reduction.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, in combination with a Ninja Tabby, that's insane. Like that's crazy. And easy 2 examples. Ashe, her passive makes it so that every auto attack after the first one, she crits you. So you're instantly reducing all of her damage by 10%. And then Yasuo, he's going to have 100% crit anyway. You know, he's going to get to that 2 items, and there's pretty much nothing you can do to stop it. So build that Randuin's, you know, and you go through this list of items, and eventually you'll see exactly the situations that they're for. And then you can start, you know, taking that into your actual games and be like, okay, yeah, they have Yasuo with this game. So I'm going to build Ninja Tabby, and then I'm going to go straight into a Randuin's. Like, it's probably not the most optimal, but it'll get me through this lane, and then I can, you know, evaluate the game state from there. So I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think we
Lintar.
covered a lot of different ways to kind of look at that and approach that problem. And good luck in your
Yeah,
climb to
keep us
gold.
updated. Keep us updated.
And don't forget to keep checking your mini-map, my dude.
Yeah.
Get that metronome rolling. Next email is from Undertoned. It's your boy, Undertoned. I just thought I'd share what I think is a small Easter egg. If you look at Pool Party Misfortune splash art, like we all do every night, multiple characters have their phones out for the selfie MF is taking. There's one character who is a little off on this. Find it.
I'm pretty sure it's Lee Sin, if I remember correctly, for when it came out. I'm pretty sure his phone's upside down or something.
Yeah, probably. That makes
Oh,
sense.
it's off? That's what I mean? I thought it was like a secret something.
No, just like his phone. I'm pretty sure that's what he means, at least.
Oh.
I think
There's
it's
something
probably
goofy
like
that.
upside down or facing the wrong way or something.
That's what it is. It's upside down.
Pog.
Okay, then well, way to fucking ruin that.
I mean, I remember it being like a ha-ha funny when she came out.
Nice. Huh. Thanks, Undertoned. Next email is from Chris. Chris loves Yumi. So we're going to talk about Yumi for the foreseeable future. Before Yumi's release, I had his name is aka iPower ranked P3 for reference, Plat 3. Before Yumi's release, I hadn't found my flavor of champ yet this season, and to be honest, I hadn't really decided between mainly playing support or jungle. But after I played one normals match with her, I knew I was going to one-trick the cat. I could go on about how this decision eventually helped me climb out of gold for the first time, and all the way to Plat 2 nearly uninterrupted, but that's a tangent for the next week. So this next little part I summarized as best as I could. Low win rate, high ban rate early on, pretty high ban rate even after the hotfix buffs, or after the hotfix buffs. The most recent nerfs still see her being banned most of the time. She has the highest ban rate at almost 65% as of last patch, and he wants us to guess the second most banned champion. There's no way for us to know. He didn't include it, and I don't want to look it up.
Oh, I'm going to guess.
Unless somebody wants to.
Who's your guess first?
Last patch, I'm gonna say Morgana. I think Morgana gets a lot more bans than she deserves, actually.
Is it like?
on it pretty often.
Is it for any role?
I think so.
Then it's Mordecai's. Wait, second. Wait,
Yeah.
second.
Second
Mordecai's
highest.
then. Yeah.
Is it more?
You
Okay.
Yeah.
do you want to look for that maybe?
Yeah, I'll look for that. It's fine.
Okay. Something needs to change. I'm sorry. The real issue here is that he's feeling the mana nerf. Something needs to change. As it stands right now, her first few levels when she and her lane partner are perhaps most at a disadvantage went from manageable to miserable. She only has enough mana to cast her Q a handful of times, usually not dealing a combined amount of damage that gets either opponent low enough to dissuade them from going in for an all-in or early gank. I feel like her passive auto's mana restore was good, although somewhat overtuned. Way to balance her relatively high mana costs that are required for her to achieve what I view as her early game goals, keeping her carry safe by aiming to poke the enemies back while also being able to keep them healthy through short trades. Now I feel like I have no good reason to cast my Q if there's ever a chance I might miss it due to lack of understanding by my carry, or quite frankly the ability of the enemies to stand in their creep wave. Without her Q, Yumi is very uninteresting and weak in the early game. Honestly, I want to support my champ while also keeping her healthy for the game. I get the general vibe that you guys might be somewhat biased in the matter since you don't seem to like playing against Yumi, which I totally get because even I want to dodge half the time when she gets snagged by the enemy team. But I genuinely want to know if you guys think her ban rate is going to fall naturally over time once people are more comfortable playing against nerfed Yumi, or should I be asking for them to literally break this poor cat's little legs with more nerfs just so I can play her? What parts of her kit do you think Riot should be focusing on? Personally, I would be willing to trade further nerfs to her Q and possibly even a hit to her E healing, but I feel like she seriously needs her passive to be restored. I feel like maybe the way to do that would be to grant her some form of mana restore if she lands an empowered Q, or maybe landing a Q that sets a 2 to 3 second timer where casting your E would cost less mana. I'm honestly worried that they may need to hit her harder to get the ban rate down because she's so inherently irritating to play against even when she's underpowered. Also, if you've gotten to this point in the email, I suppose it's fair that I should let you know that I might have intentionally made this email a little bit longer to increase the episode length, but over the course of an hour, I probably deleted just as much text as you see here now, so you're welcome. Jesus. Keep up these amazing podcasts. I'm following about 40 different podcasts each week because I have a lot of downtime at work, but you guys are 100% honestly my favorite, and you're not even the only League one I listen to. Oh, is that a third Essence Reaver reference?
That's so cool that Essence Reaver is such a popular item in this patch.
That's a very sweet message, though.
Yeah, it is. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it. We all do. Yeah, I think Yumi's just like, it's super frustrating to play against Yumi. I think she's too safe, right? Like, AD carry, I think, naturally is a pretty safe role. You know, it's pretty hard to initiate on the AD carry, like, unless they're grossly mispositioning.
Mm-hmm.
So to have a character that's, you know, already pretty safe in the lane and can farm from range and, you know, generally doesn't have a ton of really high mana costs, and then to throw in an untargetable enchanter support on top of that, that's a poke, like a poke sustain mage, is super frustrating.
What if you could knock Yumi off somebody with enough damage? Like, if
you dealt so much damage that she got knocked off.
Like, even if it was just like if they like CC'd them or did like X amount of damage, like you just came off and like it just was your cooldown to jump onto them got reset.
I think that would be even more frustrating, actually, because then you'd use CC to knock her off, right? Or use damage to knock her off, but then her cooldown reset. So anything you throw at her would either have to be like frame perfect, for instance, or wasted. You know?
I suppose, yeah.
So hear me out.
It's tough. Yeah.
I love playing against Yumi.
Okay.
I think there's nothing more enjoyable in League of Legends than killing her host and then killing that little fucking parasite as it just drops
It's
off.
so great. It's so great. Yeah, you kill the AD carry and you're just like, come on out, Yumi, it's time to die.
It's a double kill.
Shit, we should have
like 100% of the time in lane if you kill the host.
We should have told Chris to use that 30-second skip forward button. He doesn't want to hear that.
Yeah, no, it is super satisfying to kill them. I think her main problem is that she is like a nightmare for pro play. I actually don't mind her that much for solo queue. She's a little bit of frustrating, but I feel like most enchanter supports are. But for pro players, she is a little bit disgusting, I think.
Yeah, she just follows up too well. It's like you can get that flash like Lee Sin kick, but then or flash like Jarvan ulti. There's still a delay with with the follow up. But then with Yuumi, it's just instant. You instantly have that follow up. You get to keep them safe. There's no downside for having another person in there, like another champion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it probably her Q damage needs to be like removed, right? Probably like increase the empower like damage, but decrease the base damage.
Something
like that.
Or just make her heal. Like, her heal is really good. Her heal's like too good, I think. I'd be fine if they're doing more damage, like her being a more active character, but like her actual healing and shielding is a little bit gross.
Yeah. Maybe make the mana restore like scale with level harder.
Does she even get mana restore anymore after the nerfs?
Not anymore. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, who knows? Sorry, Chris. I feel like we didn't offer a ton of like good advice.
I feel like for him to play her more this year, I think she needs to be like unplayable in a pro setting. I think would be his best bet, but I don't know if that's going to help him at all.
So do we want to move on then to the next email from Smiley123? Says, hello guys, I've been listening to the show for some time now, like 2 months, and I've enjoyed it more than I ever wished to. I listen to the show at work around 4 a.m. and it helps me get to my day mood. I'm pretty grumpy in the morning. The show is very entertaining, fun, and keeps me updated on LOL, so my comeback to the game went super smoothly. I'm coming out of my shell, reaching for you three for one reason. I'm hard stuck in bronze. I'm a Shaco main, currently in bronze 2. You guys said that to rank up, master to champion. I have over 300,000 mastery points on Shaco, and a lot of players from different elo tell me my Shaco is pretty, to take their words, flawless. So now I need tips, and I'm reaching to you pro players to help my sorry bronze ass to leave this hell and reach silver. Another hell. And then some follow-ups. Thanks for all you guys will say. You can roast me, I don't give a fuck. Love you guys, keep up the good work. For you from a depressed bronze player. P.S. Sorry for bad English, I'm French. Okay,
French?
so...
French.
I'm French.
I'm French.
How old is that video now?
I mean, let's see what that is. It is from 2012. We're not meaning it. It's just like there's a video from like all like 2012 League of Legends where what's her Seltzer Plays is like interviewing like a cosplay contest. And there's like this great Renekton cosplay, and she's like, "Oh, how long did it take you to make it?" He goes, "French. I'm French."
That's pretty good.
Whenever I see I'm French, I think of that every single time.
Yeah.
All right, so back to Smiley's email. So Shaco is a kind of oddball character in that a lot of the things that you learn to be proficient with Shaco don't apply to a lot of other characters. That being said, you've already kind of taken the time to learn him as a character. I'd say, I mean, right, so the primary thing for him is appropriate pathing and making good decisions. You know, being in the right place at the right time, taking objectives, sometimes, you know, being able to assassinate the right person. In terms of how to climb, I mean, fundamental things are always going to be your biggest boon, and that's going to get you, you know, strong core fundamentals is going to get you very high. So just being able to hit the last hits, being able to hit your smites, checking your mini-map, landing your skill shots, being able to dodge things, timing your combos, all of those just like core mechanics are really important to get down. In terms of moving on from bronze to silver, Aiden, Nick, do you guys have anything that you'd want to bring up based on kind of what he's talking about that you think he might be able to improve in?
I mean, it looks like you should just keep playing Shaco. Like, so I pulled up his OPGG.
Mm-hmm.
The only positive win rate with more than a 2-game sample size he has is on Shaco.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say, hey bud, keep playing Shaco. Like, it may not be the most interesting, but you're winning, you know, 57% of your solo queue games on Shaco. And then you play, like, your second most played is Thresh with 13 games, and you have only won 4 of them. Like, I get it. Like, maybe I personally don't play the same champion over and over again. But like, if your Shaco is that good, and it appears so, like, just keep playing him, and eventually you'll climb. 57% is like a pretty high win rate to have, you know.
Colton, as the resident Shaco expert, what do you think about? He runs Hail of Blades on Shaco with Smite Ignite. I think Smite Ignite's fine. Is Hail of Blades optimal on Shaco?
I have not played a lot of Shaco recently, but I don't think that that's typically what you go. As far as I'm aware, it's still typically going to be Electrocute. You know, Fleet Footwork is an option that's pretty good. But I feel like those, as far as I'm aware, are the top 2. I mean, I could look up some like pro Shaco players, you know, those one tricks that are way up there, but I don't
see where
imagine.
Chaclone is.
Yeah, let's take a look, because it might be at this point. I honestly don't know.
Oh, he doesn't play. Chaclone doesn't play. Fuck, who's the other one? Chase.
Chase Shaco, yeah.
Yeah, Chase. Oh, he doesn't play either. What the fuck? Where are all the did all the Shaco players quit?
Maybe Shaco's just awful right now.
From like what I saw for like percentage of runes run, at least majority of people run Electrocute into or Dark Harvest as their like primary and secondary.
Yeah, I was gonna say Electrocute Dark Harvest like would be what
Okay. I looked up the number 1 ranked Shaco player right now, who like literally no Shaco players play, by the way. Even like op.gg's like enthusiast thing. I clicked on all 5 of them. One of them plays. His name is Rebel Gang. He's a D2 Shaco one trick with 900 games this season, and he runs Ignite, Smite Shaco with Dark Harvest every single game.
Okay.
So like just even
so
starting
maybe...
there with like build wise, like or like runes wise, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, correcting runes is always going to be a nice, like, runes and build. If you're doing something suboptimal, changing that's really going to help. It's kind of like training weights, right? If you've been building the wrong thing on a character for a long time and suddenly switch, like, you made this character work, you had a positive win rate with suboptimal runes or masteries or build, and if you suddenly switch it, you're just gonna get even better. That being said, to see so many people that used to main this character not be playing them right now kind of worries me and makes me think that in terms of current balance, he's probably not very good. So maybe consider, I mean, again, you're doing fine with him, so if your win rate's still above 50, keep playing it. If you want to consider branching out, maybe picking up another jungler or 2, definitely feel free to consider that as well. You know, there's a lot of guides out there for how to play different characters, you know, efficient jungle pathing, how to make those decisions. There's a lot of resources out there if you're willing to take the time to look for them.
Yeah, so
Shaco Jungle has the highest win rate beyond 35 minutes.
that's gross. I was looking at like your build and stuff. So your build is pretty well like every single Shaco main looks like they go the exact same build every single game, and it looks like you follow that. So that's positive. I do think there is a something to mention that in theory there are other items you can build based on like what other people have or like what the enemies are. Like, in theory, if there's like they're all magic damage, then you can build like a Maw or something, right? Just like to throw in there, which I think is like not part of the cookie cutter build, but is ideal to help you win games. I saw one more Shaco main, and he switches between Dark Harvest and Electrocute every single game. It looks like he goes Dark Harvest into like more tanky compositions, but Electrocute into like more squishy compositions. But that just is from my like limited sample size. From what I'm seeing.
Yeah, but that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. Cool. I wish you
good
luck,
Smiley.
man.
Yeah, keep us updated. Next one from Andy. This is a review name section. Fivern out of Fivern. Done.
Yikes.
That's his whole email.
It's a good email.
Thanks, Andy. That's a really good suggestion.
Next email's from Rob. It says, hey guys, I've been a long time on and off listener of the podcast for a while now. Rip Chris. A couple months. Yeah, he's still alive. He's doing okay. He's doing good. What am I saying? He's doing well. A couple months ago, I even played in your tournament as the mid lane Zoe for Colton's team. I was listening to your patch rundown for 9.14 and thought you skimmed over the Ahri change a little too fast. Ahri originally was considered a counter to LeBlanc, before the dash cancel on her E was removed. Before LeBlanc's rework that got reverted had come out. Since E cancels LeBlanc dash, it also stops the damage of the W, which also stops it from proccing her Q. LeBlanc also maxes W, which means RE can stop a huge amount of her damage if in lane trading, since LeBlanc has to dash to be able to damage her, and that just makes the E an easy setup. I haven't tested it yet to see if it works for Talon Q or Kiana W, but regardless, it makes her matchups into these kind of assassins that want to dash at her much, much better. Anyway, sorry for the long email for such a small thing, but I figured it gave me an excuse to write in for once. Keep up the work, guys. You make my mornings a lot better. I think we brushed over it really quickly, and I think this is like a symptom of us having played the game for a long time and being a little bit higher elo, where like immediately we were like, oh, it stops dashes, this is super, super strong, and we didn't explain why, which you're going into the details of why this is such a huge buff to Ahri, is because it can cancel huge chunks of people's damage, their ability to even get their combo off at all.
Thanks for flopping my cock out on the table, but I'll admit I didn't think of it as good at all. I every single scenario where I pictured it, I'm like, the ability isn't fast enough to catch someone's dash, like as if they were dashing away.
Yeah.
Not once did I think that. Yeah, you just throw it at them when they're dashing forward. Not once. Literally, I'm like, yeah. So if like I was even thinking of like LeBlanc as a great example. Like you throw it at LeBlanc while she's dashing away. Her dash is faster than the charm for sure, right? I'm like, that doesn't do anything for you. Where, like maybe best case scenario, you catch her like mid dash, like she's dash. Yeah, of course it's really good when she dashes into her. I didn't even think about that. I knew it was good, like that's like why it was good before, and I knew it got removed, but I completely forgot about that. Damn.
I'll be honest, I didn't know it got removed. Like I didn't think it changed much at all. Like full stop.
Yeah.
But yeah, that makes sense.
Huh.
Yeah, very, very good change, and thank you for pointing it out then, because even Diamond players don't always see the strength hidden in our
Yeah.
But again, like you can cancel things like a Lee Sin Q. I guess if you really do it perfectly, you could maybe get a Nocturne out of his ult. Or no, that's unstoppable. That's unstoppable. I'm wrong.
He's unstoppable, by the way.
By the way, thank you for the email, Rob, and thank you for the good point. And for playing in the tournament. Always love when listeners join us for those things.
We still need our TFT tournament, Colton.
Yeah? You don't play that
Flash
game?
Aiden. I don't, but I speak for the fans.
Okay, I'll consider it. Let's move on to the next email.
Our next email is from Mountain
You
Drew.
sound so happy.
This is a bad email, and he's already
That's
apologized for it.
toxic.
I'm just kidding. He's our schedule. I gotta give him shit. Hello, Colton and friends. Long-time listener here. I hope you guys like horror, because I have a doozy of a horror story for you. It was a typical Tuesday night. All was well. I was owning the Rift as I usually do. Side note, I've seen him play. Not usually. I was playing Jungle Hacker and absolutely demolishing the enemy team. Like, it wasn't even close. However, being as I'm the only one actually good at this game, my friend is losing to his laner top. I say to him, don't worry, friend. I'll save you lickety-split. Now the enemy top laner, being semi-smart, had the river warded. So he exclaimed, Nani? As he sees a full-on jet plane of a horseman coming careening up to his lane. So he bolts back to his tower. This is when I put on my anime protagonist serious face and go, ha ha ha, you fool. You think that tower can save you? I'm only at 1% of my power. As I mash Ghostblade, Predator Boots, and Ghost all at the same time. And I'm laughing the whole time as my anime theme song plays in the background. It's at about this moment I hear my bedroom door open and little footsteps come up to my chair. Now I'm currently pressing E to get that super boost on when my little sister says to me, are you playing Mobile Legends? Colton and friends shriek in horror. Oh wait, we're not supposed to. Sorry. Are you playing Mobile Legends? Ah! The world stopped. The enemy tower takes...
Or gassed. I read it late also, so I panicked.
The enemy tower takes 4 billion horse missile damage to the face. What? Did I misclick? I never misclick. And now I'm dead. Great. Did I hear her right? She's only 6. Maybe I just misheard her. What did you say? I asked. Are you playing that game I have on the iPad? Mobile Legends?
Ah!
Aiden gasp. All jokes aside, I do find it crazy that there are kids growing up today that their only MOBA experience is Mobile Legends. I was wondering what your guys' opinion is on Mobile Legends, mobile MOBAs. P.S. I do have a roundtable question idea if you want it. I got it from Nikrit on his YouTuber channel. Question: if you were asked to cook the best meal out of all the jungle camps, which one would you choose and how would you prepare it? ID carry. I don't know if you guys have done this question yet. I thought it was interesting though. No, we haven't done that question. I think that's super good. And there's one obvious answer. But we'll do it when we do the question.
We can't spoil it until we do the section. So, mobile Legends, mobile games, doing MOBAs, mobile. Gotta keep those distinguished. I don't know. It's definitely strange because to me, I could never see myself playing it on anything but a PC. But as weird as it is, like, I get that the medium of gaming changes and that I'm never gonna quite keep pace with everything that develops. So I don't know, I don't have strong feelings about it.
Yeah, indifferent. I don't care. My sister has played it, I think, in the past, but whatever.
What about the Adventure Time MOBA?
The greatest MOBA ever created.
Yeah.
That was
Are there
a Flash
any MOBAs
game,
where
right?
you can currently play a horse? Because League of Legends doesn't have not a horse, a giraffe. A giraffe.
That's what I'm saying. Draft champ win.
Yeah, come on, we need a giraffe character.
Did you guys ever have like any other MOBAs that you played that didn't like quite pan out?
I played a little bit of
'Cause, like-
Heroes of the Storm. I actually thought that game was really good. I still want to play it sometime with some friends. I think it's fun.
I think the game's fun. The maps just feel like dog shit.
Yeah, but I feel like it's like the most casual MOBA, and that's exactly what I want.
That's fair. I asked this question because I played like the Dawngate beta.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was pretty good. Like it was super good. I played like the Ezreal character a lot. I can't remember his name. And I swear that who's Jinx's voice actress is the same one that voiced a character in Dawngate, but I cannot find that information. So
Yeah.
that's lost to time.
For me, my first MOBA was not League of Legends, and it and League of Legends are really the only two that I've ever played seriously. Like, I've played 2 or 3 games of Heroes of the Storm and like 2 or 3 games of Dota. But I used to play a mod to StarCraft Brood War that was a MOBA skin of the game. And I played that very competitively, and I've told the story before, but that was really like after RuneScape, that was like my next like primary game. So like I grew up playing video games and like kind of console gaming, and then into, you know, like elementary and middle school it was RuneScape, right? That was my go-to. After that, it was StarCraft Brood War, playing a variety of custom maps until I kind of found that one that I played the most. I'd play in tournaments, and there wasn't an actual ranked ladder for it, but the good players would kind of make custom games and like invite each other, kind of thing. And again, you do tournaments and all that, so I was really involved in that. And then from there, Warren started playing League, and I kind of switched over at that point.
The only other MOBA I played, like other than a couple games of shit, was Battle Right, which I don't even want to consider a MOBA, but it's like labeled as a MOBA. I think it's like more akin to like Arena in WoW would be the way I'd put it.
Yeah, like a battle arena.
Yeah. But yeah, that's probably the other game that I've played like the most. I've only played like maybe 20 hours or so of it, but I really, really liked it. I just wasn't very good at it, but it was fun.
Yeah, thank you again for the
Thanks,
email.
Mountain Drew.
Next email from Xavier. Hey guys, I started listening to the show a few weeks ago and I love it. Been listening to your episodes in the car to and back from work almost every single day, and I'm now scrolling down to find more to listen to. Kind of reacting to random stuff you discussed about the puns for your topics, and I thought about Ramus table questions, because he's a ball. Because it's round? It's round.
Yeah.
That's true. Roundtable isn't named after a champion at this time. But seriously, since you do a lot of balanced talks, I just want to have your input on Pyke's basic stats and stat growth. I took a look at it today and it just blew my mind how he's almost top 10 in everything. Besides that, you guys rock, keep the great weekly league content, just keep the great weekly league content. I can hear Nick say, hell yeah, already.
Hell no.
I say hell yeah, it's my thing.
I took it from you.
Colton, remember New
Stop
Year's?
stealing everyone's identities.
How many people did I get to say hell yeah? Every single player. Every single player. Fuck.
Everybody at New Year's said hell yeah.
Yeah.
Pyke's basic stats. I mean, I think, right, because he doesn't get to buy health, that makes a big difference in the way his stats are set up. I didn't know that he was almost top 10 in everything, and maybe that's something they can look at instead of gutting all of his kit and trying to do these weird balance changes that I don't think have been very effective recently.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
But yeah, I don't know.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what else to say about that. But thank you for the email.
I know what to say. Hell yeah, Xavier.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Next is from Isabutt9. Nice. Hey guys, big fan. My name is Israel, aka Isabutt9. Isabutt. You guys got me through a grueling school year. I got into listening to this podcast because I had an awfully boring lecture and listened to you guys while wearing a beanie, hiding my AirPods Quick Flex XD underneath it. Your chemistry and friendship is something that really makes this podcast better than other podcasts I have tried out. Anyway, before my question, I'll give you a little background about myself. I started playing League at the end of Season 4 and didn't play Ranked till Season 5. I was Silver in Season 5, Gold in Season 6, Plat in Season 7 and 8, and currently Plat 2 this season. I play support and jungle, and I found it pretty difficult to break out of this elo. My question is based on your experience. Should I stick to just playing 1 to 5 champs in one role better than what? Oh my god, I can't read.
You guys suck. Both of you guys can't read.
Shut up. You literally, this is literally you.
What? I didn't even mess up that much.
You messed up a lot at the end.
Is playing 1 to 5 champs in one role better than playing the best champs in the current meta? Or should I stick to the meta to climb? Or would finding a duo be my best bet to finally break into Diamond? Thanks guys, Isabutt9. Shut the fuck up, Aiden.
You can't even talk.
Oh, weird. He included that one in the email too.
Why? Yeah.
I read that perfectly.
I think typically, sticking to a small pool of characters in a single role is going to be your best bet to climb. And we've, talked about that point, that mastery of a single character or 2 to 3 is probably the most effective way to gain elo. But again, it's a game. It should be fun. So if you don't enjoy that playstyle, you can still climb. Not doing it, it's just going to take a little longer. In terms of moving from Plat into Diamond, definitely that's a big milestone and a tough thing to do. I'd say really, I think at this point I would stick to one character and get into Diamond, because once you're there, you'll probably be able to stay there even if you start playing other characters again, and then those will develop faster because you're playing against better opponents. But I'd probably stick to one to try and get you over that hump into Diamond.
Agreed.
Hell yeah, I think so as well.
Alright, next email is from Trevor, and I'm going to read it flawlessly. Okay, Aiden? Are you ready? Are you prepared? Have you lubed up your ear holes? Okay. Hey guys, last episode you were talking about when certain reworks came out, and it made me nostalgic. Because of this, I decided to tell the story about when I first found LeagueCast. I had worked on my grandpa's farm for years, usually listening to audiobooks. But one day I decided to find something else to listen to. I decided to find a League podcast. I downloaded Podbean and searched League of Legends. I finally found the Trinity Force.
No, Essence Reaver podcast.
Sorry. Essence Reaver. I was reading it as written and not as I was supposed to. I apologize. I guess I fucked up. After listening to 2 episodes that day, I decided that they were complete shit and decided to try out a different podcast. Leaguecast. This was back in July of 2016. Since then, I have faithfully listened to every new episode released. Despite going to college and switching jobs, now I work at a Nike store where I can't listen to podcasts at work.
Oh, but you get the fresh Nikes.
True. All of the old memes, nice socks, that word, we can't say that one anymore.
Gamer
Francois. What?
It's our gamer word.
Yeah, the gamer word. Francois, I have no fucking idea if I spelled that right. So basically, I'd rate the podcast 0 out of 10, complete shit. Winky face. I do have a question as well regarding the ease that you can climb ranked. I played ranked a lot last season on my main and went from bronze to gold, finishing the season in gold. This season I started in silver, and after over 100 games, I couldn't get out of silver and wasn't getting much LP at all for wins. Basically shit MMR. I decided to try making another account to see if it was just me, or just my fucked MMR, and in 154 games I hit Plat 4. Do you think this is just a fluke, or is my main account's MMR so fucked that I shouldn't even bother with it anymore? My win rate on both accounts is just above 50%, playing the same champs with the same dual partner. Also, I know everyone is saying they want longer episodes, but fuck guys, you've been doing this for so long just because you love League and the community. Thank you all for the podcast, taking the time out of your weeks to please all of our bored asses. Sent from your mom's Nokia, you knew I had to throw in one more meme. Trevor. I mean, definitely, like, a stuck MMR can definitely, like, happen, and it'll be a slower climb, but I imagine it was probably just that changed kind of frame of reference of, like, when you went to a new account, you just had, like, a mental reset, and you started winning probably, and then you felt better, and you kind of continued winning, and it just kind of reinforced itself. I found that a similar thing happened when I did my first, like, secondary ranked account, where it was going to be my Smurf, and then I pretty quickly got higher rank on that account than I was on my main. And I think it's really just that mental aspect of, like, you feel stuck on your main account, and you feel so much more mobile on a new account, and that frame of mind makes you play better in, like, a passive way.
I would agree, yeah. I
Any-
don't really have anything else to add.
any
I
comments,
don't
Aiden?
play a lot on second accounts.
I play a lot of second accounts. I think that, yeah, it's like mainly your like mental, honestly. Like in theory, okay, if it was that what's it called? Like your first account was like stuck in like high gold, you know what I mean? You couldn't hit plat, then it's one thing, but the fact that your first account was stuck in silver, right? Like that's a pretty big difference. Like that I don't think it's like just MMR. I think it's like something else.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I would say another thing, just to, I guess, that I see happen all the time, is that people, like, run into these roadblocks, and then once they get through one division, they'll suddenly climb up, like, a whole tier, right? So it's like, I can't get out of silver, oh, I'm suddenly gold 1, or I'm, like, plat, right? Because it was once they got through that roadblock, then something kind of just clicks. I think a lot of people have that experience in D4, where a lot of people, they're either D4 or they're like D1, D2, because once they get out of D4, they climb quickly through D3. Or I've seen that a lot, at least. I don't know if that's
I think so too.
Probably not like the overall trend, but I definitely think that's a thing that happens, is that once you kind of get over that small, that barrier, whatever it is, or you learn that skill that was holding you back, or something clicks for you in your understanding, you climb quickly. So
Oh yeah.
maybe you just learned a new skill in those extra 154 games.
Yeah, thanks, Trevor. Our final email is from Linus135. He says, hey, what aspect or role would you like to see in a new champion for League? I personally would really like to have a new AD carry because there are only 17 in mid lane, for example, has like 50 to 45 champions. I would also want this AD carry to be something like a scaling Lucian that can duel people and use abilities in between auto attacks, not just deal damage. It's a great podcast, and it is really fun to listen to during work. Linus135. I think, like, I'd love to see more AD carries. I think it's, by far the, like, least popular, not popular, sorry.
Least diverse.
Least diverse role. I think a lot of the champions serve very similar functions. However, I do think, like, there is a ton of diversity now than there used to be. I mean, we're getting champions like Jin and Kaisa and Callista. I guess that's wow, she's old now, right?
But I think
But like
though, you're
those
pointing
versus
out,
like Caitlyn or Ashe.
I think the biggest problem with AD carry as a role in terms of making new characters is that, attack damage, basic auto attacks is their core function. So how do you make a character stand out if they're all meant to auto attack? And I think that with Jin, right, that's a great example. I think with Callista, that's a great example of how those characters stand out and they do things differently than other AD carries. I think Lucian, he's one of those spell weavers, kind of like an Ezreal, where, again, it feels different. But if you're like, what's the difference between, Jinx, Ashe, Caitlyn, and Sivir? I don't know.
Whoever is best at the time.
Yeah, who's better right now?
That's pretty much it,
And so that's always the thing. It's like, without just constantly adding gimmicky mechanics, is making these different AD carries, if you want to add them to the game, feel unique, feel fun to play, not be too weak, not be too strong. They need to have some kind of identity. And I think it's really hard to do that for an AD carry because auto-attacking as a mechanic is so ingrained in them. Whereas for spellcasters, let's say the mid lane, I'd say probably the most diverse role, okay, they just need to use their abilities. And you can do anything you want with an ability. It can be a skill shot, it can do a weird curve, it can go back and forth, it can go through a wall, you can go underground, you can go untargetable. You have so many more options. But if it's, what kind of gimmicks can we come up with for an auto attack? You're a little bit more limited in that scope. And I think that's why we see less AD carries coming out, or at least less frequently, is because it's just harder to come up with those crazy ideas like, Kaisa, where it's like, oh, she's evolving and her abilities, and it depends on which stats she's purchased. Like, that was unique, but you can't come up with those every, 2 months.
Yeah, that being said, he says he hopes for like one that can use abilities between auto attacks. I don't see a world where they ever release an AD carry that is just like a straight auto attacker like Sivir or Tristana or Caitlyn.
I was just thinking the same thing. Like you're never going to see an AD carry that as simple as like Caitlyn again. I think
the closest
or
one
like Jinx or something like
that we got was Xayah, and I think that's as close as we'll ever get from now on.
But she's like pretty complex.
I agree. I'm just saying. I think that's like the closest one. Like,
yeah, I think so too. But on the other hand, I could totally see them releasing like a pretty brain dead, for all intents and purposes, like boring tank, right? Like, I think Ornn has definitely interesting gameplay, but on the grand scheme of things, pretty boring, He's got pretty binary gameplay. You don't have to make a lot of decisions. Versus, like, okay, you've got to go Callista or Kaisa, and now you have to decide, like, okay, do I want to evolve every single ability, like, that I have? How am I going to itemize to get there? Stuff like that.
Like the closest thing I could see to them making like some sort of auto attacking, like just like pure auto attacking character, would be having some sort of gimmick like element or something like that, like where like they're different attacks, you enchant them different ways or something like that. But like even I think that's too boring. Like I honestly think that's too boring. I don't think it would sell nearly enough. I don't think you can make just an auto attacking character anymore.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think you can. I don't think you can make it without making them too good. Like, if that makes sense.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
That being said, I do believe the next champion to be released will be an AD carry.
Yeah.
If I'm not
that
mistaken.
Update video. Wait, what was it called? It was like, it was a Riot Please, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, whatever. Like,
but I'm pretty sure that, the next champ will be an AD carry, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
And that'll do it for episode 388. We made it, boys.
That was fun.
If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at LeagueCast and at LeagueCastFrost. On Facebook, we are LeagueCast. Remember, about 25 likes away from 1,000, which is a pretty big milestone. Our TeamSpeak address is ts.leaguecastpodcast.com. Eddie can remind you how to get there and that we still use it. If you would like our Discord information, you can send me an email, mail@leaguecastpodcast.com. I guess us an email. And I'll try to respond as quickly as possible with that link for you. Twitch.tv/bluebasket and /KingLardot are where we stream. And finally, if you would like to support us financially, you can do that on Patreon, patreon.com/LeagueCast. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week we're gonna go watch JoJo. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.